Alright, so I'm going to round off these corners. I'm sure they make a special tool on how to do that, or some sort of cool little way. I actually found this on another Leatherworkers tutorial. Quarter works great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this quarter right here in the corner like that. I'm just going to trim that off with my knife. I'm going to do that in all four corners on both of them. And the secret is making a series of small cuts. So I'm just going to be cutting, and the more I cut around it, the smoother it's going to be. I mean, technically I could just go cut, cut, cut and be done, but of course it won't be as smooth. So I'm just going to make a series of very small cuts around, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure it's buttoned up on both sides. Stand up here so I can see. I don't know how well y'all can see, but come in here, just start cutting around the quarter. Just keep finding, see these tiny little bits here? It's all I'm shaving off. The more you shave off, the smoother it will be. There you go. So, do that again over here, around the quarter. Any round object would do, you know. It doesn't matter. Doesn't really take that much. Of course, you want a sharp knife. You want a sharp razor. I've tried doing this with a dull one before, and it just didn't do as well. Okay. Not too shabby. Tool only costs 25 cents. Sorry about the bad camera angle. This is my first video, so this is kind of a learning process for me as well. There you go. Nice round corners. Do the other one. Try to go a little bit faster this time. These bracers, I made a quiver for this young lady. Turned out pretty good. She loved it. She wanted me to make some bracers to match, so basically these bracers are going to have this main piece of leather, and then it's going to have another piece of tooled leather on top of it, stitched in, to kind of match the pattern of the quiver. I'll provide a link to the quiver so you can see how that turned out. Of course, there's no video. This is my first video, but there's plenty of pictures and check that out, and we'll see how this matches up when I'm done with it. Nice small little cuts. There we go. So that'll do. Get rid of this stuff. So I don't know if I said this already. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. This is the first pair of braces I've ever actually made. I have actually another set over here. Here, let me show you those. These I actually took a class at Tandy a couple of years ago, and you know, we're to design our own, and the instructor thought it'd be really cool to have this cutout design, and so we did it and everything. But what turned out is you can plainly see that it's lost a lot of its structural strength, very flimsy in the middle. So what I'm going to end up doing with these, because I do want to finish them, is I'm going to get me another piece of leather, kind of do some sort of diamond, tooled diamond pattern right here and stitch it in there to give it some sort of a structural strength. It should work. I was practicing a running stamp. It's actually this tool right here. Then you flip it and you go in between here. I didn't do a very good job. Always lots of mistakes when you're working on your stuff. I have a tendency to think that we're our worst critics, but yeah, we'll get these done and finish them up, and I'll just hang them from my workbench, I guess. Anyways, just want to show you that. So, getting back to the fact that I've never really finished a pair of these, I really have no idea what I'm going to do next. I don't know if I just want to, definitely want to tool it. I have to cut another piece of leather that's going to sit on these. What I don't know is if it's just going to be a series of grommets, or maybe some grommets and then maybe a buckle. Haven't quite decided yet. So, so I'm going to think on that for a little bit. If I do grommets, it'll be over and done with in no time. Doing a buckle, there's a little bit more work there. You got to make the strap, you got to punch all the holes and make the keeper and all that other fun stuff. So I think for this little project, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do grommets. Keep it simple. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut me a thinner piece of leather, and we're gonna tool the pattern. It's it's basically made a French curve. Took a French curve tool and just made the shape and did some hole punches out on it. Turned out pretty good. I liked it. So I'm going to do the same thing with this on this piece of leather I'm going to cut, and then we'll lay it on here and we'll stitch it on. Then we'll make the holes, put the grommets in, and that'll be that. Of course, dye it Java brown and mahogany. I'll be right back.